to Wolf Farms. I'm Dawn, also known as Knit Wolf. I totally messed up.
And I'm James, also known as Wolf Photo. This podcast is brought to you by Wolf Farms. You can find us on the internet at wolffarms.net. We're rolling into a new month, a new year even, and for the month of January, we have our scent of the month, which is going to be Torrential Rain. You get 25% off everything in the shop that is scented in that fragrance through the end of the month. Plus, we have other sale items as well. I'm sure you'll find something you'll enjoy. So we want to welcome new and returning viewers. Thanks for joining us. Happy New Year to you all. We're 2015. Whew. Hopefully this one goes a little slower than last year went. Because last year flew right by. So, what do we got on the agenda for this podcast?
I was waiting for you to finish. I'm like, come on. We have farm happenings, farmer's almanac, in the coop, squeal like a pig, in the arena, and roundup.
All right. That seems like a short list, but I seem like I got a lot of stuff to talk about because it was just.
Well, I think it's more farm happenings. We're
winging it.
Yeah.
And we're winging it.
So farm happenings. Guess.
How do you want to?
Be starting off. You guys went to the mountain.
Oh yeah. Monday this last week we went and we got some property up in the mountains into Tehachapi, and we wanted to head up there because it's been a while since we've been up there. We got some equipment up that way, and it's kind of a play area. You can go up and have some fun. And so Jimmy and I, and then Don's dad, headed up there. I guess around 10 o'clock in the morning. It was cool. We didn't want to get up there too early, and so we traveled up that way. Several years ago, there was a fire up there, and it burnt down a lot of the trees, unfortunately, that made it so nice, mountain area. Well, heading up that way, a lot of these trees that are now dead had blown into the road. We brought a chainsaw and some stuff up there, and someone had cleared up part of the way, but when we got close to our property, there was several trees in the road that we had to cut up and move out of the way just to get there. So we got those moved out, and Jimmy helped, and a lot of firewood. So if we wanted to bring a trailer up, we might go get some more firewood up there. But we eventually got it cleared off, and we made it up to the property, and it's been a while since we checked on it and wanted to make sure everything was still intact, and nobody had been messing with stuff, because it's kind of out of the way, and so sometimes
it's about an hour.
It's to get to the entrance, and the paved road is about 45 minutes. Then you get into the dirt road, and it's 5 miles an hour up a windy, and you go up. It's about 6,500 feet elevation, and it gets snow up there and stuff. And it's like I said, a fun place to play. And the fire, when it rolled through, we had a 40-foot trailer that was up there. That ended up getting leveled in the fire. So we don't really have a place to stay, because we used to stay overnight on Thanksgiving weekend. We'd go up there on Friday, Saturday night or something like that, and go up there and play around. So that's been gone for several years now. But now we still have several tractors, a bulldozer and a road grader and stuff that fortunately got missed by the fire. I think the Forest Service dropped some fire retardant around that area so that the tractors actually didn't get affected by the fire. But most everything else was a loss up there, trees and stuff. But it's still good to go up there and have some fun. So we did that on Monday, and Jimmy had a good time. Got to do a little shooting because there's nothing out that way. We do a little target shooting and just checking on things. But it was really cold and windy up there. Really, yeah. Jimmy didn't want to bring a jacket. I'm like, you want to bring a jacket, and he was very thankful that I made him bring a jacket because it was the cold was just cutting. It was just. It's like 40.
This is a kid who wears shorts and t-shirts all year. Yeah. Right. And a fan.
The fan going, winter. Yeah.
We actually have the heating units in the house turned off in the office and his room. So, yeah, he's...
Yeah, well, this was a biting cold just because it was so windy. It gets windy up through the top there. And I think the weather-wise, it was about 40 40-some degrees, but the wind chill, I mean, because it was blowing probably 20-plus miles with gusts. I mean, we were worried that it was going to blow stuff off the truck that was sitting on, you know, like chainsaws off the back of the tailgate. It was blowing that hard sometimes during the gusts. But we had a little fun. We're going to probably head up there in 2 more weeks and get some firewood, just because there's a lot of trees, and we still need to clear out we got enough cleared to get around the truck around the trees, but they're still in the roadway, so we'll probably go up there and cut those up and get them out of the way and go from there.
Yep. So then the next day, Tuesday, was chemo day, and so we went, and they gave her not the original chemo that, you know, we had talked about on the weekend before the appointment, but one she's had before, but a little bit higher dose. So then she's back on the prednisone, and so and today I thought her lymph nodes were completely gone, but I can still, you know, I know how to maneuver the neck in order to. It's slightly
still there.
So not full remission yet, but we're almost. We're close.
And then next week we have a new. Well, it's an old drug that she had before that. We're going to try again because it made her sick the first time, and so they didn't use it. But we're going to try that one again, but space it out over a couple days. Instead of getting the full dose one day, she'll get half a dose, you know, on like Tuesday and another half on like Thursday or Friday.
Wednesday, Friday.
Well, Wednesday, Friday.
Well, I got to do the nausea pills in between all.
So we're going to try that out and see, you know, it's just a matter of finding what's going to work and keep Fuji here in remission. Keep her going, huh? She's a fighter. Yeah, she's feeling good though. You can tell when she's feeling good. And
well, she hasn't not felt good. That's, you know, it's when I'm upset and stuff. It's because I'm knowing what's coming. I'm not being my
positive self.
Yeah, it gets you. I think the thing with Elvis, which we found her buddy that's been going through it for 16 months that had passed away, that really knocked my sales for a loop, you know. It's so, you know, but we found out, you know, from the doctor what really happened, and it's
completely different.
Completely separate
every
from
patient
the lymphoma.
Well, every patient has got their own unique things. He had his own things going, and that was not the same as Fuji, and so the fact that he passed about the same time, you know, they started at the same time and he passed recently, it was completely different than Fuji's situation. So, and I was trying to tell Dawn that, you know, it's like everyone's different, and Fuji's doing fine, and you just have to keep focus on how things are going now and enjoy the fact that she's here with us and doing well, instead of being upset about the future prospect of lymphoma. You know, that's, you know, we'll just keep battling along and enjoy it while she's here. So, and she's doing good. She's her usual self, which is good. So I know you're nervous about the next week's chemo, because it made her ill last time, and I know you're concerned that, but let's see how. Well,
so ill she wasn't moving. We had to rush her to the doctor, and that was not fun.
I know. We'll get through it and see how it goes, because she'll only have half a dose, so if she does react poorly to that, then we can stop it without giving her the other one. That's the thought behind it, is maybe in smaller doses and stringing it out over time, that it'll do what it needs to do without making her ill. So that's the game plan.
Yep.
So we got back from the Fuji vet appointment. Did you have more to say?
Oh, no, I forgot about that. Yeah. I was just going to mention that we did find out that there's actually the HIPAA privacy laws for animals.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they can't talk about patient care for animals. Yeah. I was completely blown away by that fact. So I thought HIPAA only related to human beings, but apparently vets can't talk about other patient stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So FYI for you people that know what HIPAA is, it's health information privacy. I can see. I can't even remember all the.
You deal with this.
I know the acronym.
It's easier.
Yeah, but anyway, so it's just patient privacy, you know, and stuff pertains a lot to the healthcare industry. So those people that are in it know about it because you have to. It's kind of a law that you have to make sure that you don't disclose stuff to other people. But it affects dogs too, or pigs or whatever else. I guess any patient of a vet has got HIPAA privacy rules. Yeah. So
after the vet?
Yeah, we got back from the vet, and we were planning on going Friday to the vet too. And the game plan when we went down Tuesday was Tuesday, Friday. Yeah. That we're going to do because we wanted to make sure Fuji was getting back into remission. Well, going down Tuesday, they did a different thing, and we didn't have to go Friday, which freed up my Friday. And I was planning on taking Jimmy to the movie sometime during the week, and because because Friday was now freed up, I didn't want to go to the movie like halfway through the day because I had a lot of projects going. So I took Jimmy to the movie Tuesday after we got back. So we went and saw The Hobbit, the latest Hobbit movie, and we went to see that. And it was good. Kind of finished up the whole series there. Do you want down, Fuge? Mm-hmm. You want down? You want to go on the couch? Okay. Come on, Chica. There you go. Oh. Sorry about that. Intermission for Fuge. So we went to see the movie, and we both enjoyed it. Don will get to see it on DVD or Blu-ray. It'll be Blu-ray. Because I think we got the other Hobbit as Blu-ray. So when that comes out, then Don can see it and finish up, see what happens. I don't want to give anything away for those that haven't seen it or haven't read the book.
Sasha says I need tissues. That's all I know.
Yeah. No. Yep. So, you know, like I said, it's a good movie. So if you haven't seen it and you're into that sort of thing, go see it. Yeah. It was worthwhile. So good in the theater. Certain movies, not a theater movie. This movie was a theater movie. Dumb and Dumber 2, that's not a theater movie. That's wait till it comes on DVD and rent it for $1 at Redbox.
Redbox, where do you even get that? We've never even.
I know we don't use that or Netflix.
I'm like, where are you plucking this Redbox thing out?
Plucking it out of oh, sorry. Well, they don't have video rental stores anymore, so it's either Netflix or well, maybe some places do, but all of our video rental ones went out of business because it's just not the business to be in anymore.
No. So then I don't even know. I know I did homeschool paperwork one day, and then another day we went out to my grandma's house to start packing up some of the stuff because she's not going to be coming home where my parents can start. It's going to take a while just to clean this up. And
yeah, it's going to be a process to get that cleaned up. And the house is actually the easier part of the thing because they're on she's on a little over, probably close to 3/4 of an acre. And the house is the easy part. The backyard is going to be more of the time-consuming task because there's just junk that we need to haul off and get rid of, and and so we started in the house getting some of the stuff.
The photo albums packed up.
We had bought a storage, another storage container thing that we have at our house here. That's there's sea shipping containers. You might know them, Connex boxes or whatever. We bought one of those and put shelving in it specifically to pack stuff up out there and bring it and basically store stuff that we're going to keep. And so we started going through
photo albums and all her Afghans because she's the one that taught me to crochet, and so because I didn't want that being tossed.
Yeah, the sentimental stuff is what we were more concerned about getting, and then a lot of that stuff your parents need to go through because it's something that they need to take the time and decide whether they want to keep stuff or not. And then
because my dad's a twin and he passed away 4 years ago.
Your uncle passed away 4 years ago.
Dad's twin, I said.
Your dad is a twin.
He's a twin.
You made it sound like, hey, I'm sorry.
Oh.
We don't need to argue on the podcast.
Like what?
But your uncle passed away.
Yes, about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And so a lot of his stuff is out there too. So I'm like, you know, you get out and you have no idea what to really start even doing, you know, so. But we got a cool saw that was over her mantle, you know, above the fireplace. And my parents had it made for my grandma and grandpa years ago. And it's because they built their house that they're living in, or were living in. And so my mom and dad had that painted and then, you know, kind of separated the house in New York that they grew up in. And so it's very sentimental. And, you know, the house in New York was South Edmiston. And we think it's pretty much, we Googled where the house is even still there. We
did this a couple years back with your dad here. And we actually gone through and did the Google Earth and actually did the street view, and we actually saw the house that we think it was. And so I took, you know, made copies of that, gave it to your dad, and so we had gone through and actually found the house. But this is a neat, you know, the saw is probably 7 foot long. It's a two-handed, two-person, you know, lumber saw, and it has this neat, it has that neat painted landscape on there. So we now have that hanging over our back doors that head out to the
but I guess there's some Chobani yogurt factory there now, and
there was some other factory that when they were living there that
I think a cream cheese. It used to be a cream cheese factory or something when they were little. And
we actually recorded Don's dad talking about that.
Yeah, because he's like, well, I was born in Green, New York, and you know, I went to school in New Berlin, and you know, then my grandma was born in Norwich. So, but I guess all these towns are so. He goes, you go 2 minutes, you're in a whole different town. He goes, so.
At least back when they lived there.
Yeah.
It's been years and years. He was a kid living out here in Lancaster. So, I mean, they came over when he was pretty...
6 or 7.
Yeah, pretty young. So, what he remembers is stuff that's... way long time
Even though most of that family is still there, you know, in Rochester and stuff, so...
So, yeah, that was... So we got that saw now that's kind of got that backstory, and... You have to write that down just so that we remember it all, because...
Don't remember nothing.
Yeah.
So, I think that's about it for this week.
Well, and then I have my projects.
Bushes,
I've been working on putting in some bushes and grass and sprinklers and stuff in one area, and doing some concrete work. And I've been busy. Been going pretty much day in, day out this whole week. Enjoying my time off, getting well rested.
No, your time out is to do physical labor. Then you go to work to rest.
I do the mental stuff. Yeah. Now back to work tomorrow. Fun stuff. So I think that's about it for the farm happenings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Farmer's Almanac. I said that weird. Almanac.
Yeah.
There we go. Is from Stripey Sock Girl, Jordan, and she's wondering, have I ever done juicing or green smoothies? So I was reading what else it said, but it's like, and I'm like, yeah, I have a juicer, and I've juiced, I think once.
Oh, we were doing it for a while, a little bit there, just...
It's a pain in the butt.
It's a pain, yes.
I mean, my thing is it takes so much to get this much juice. It's like, I feel bad for the...
the waste.
This is my crunchy hippie side coming out. It's such a waste. Yes.
All the fiber and all.
Oh. Yes, so...
Yeah,
it tastes good.
It tastes good, but you go through like 5 or 6 apples to get a little thing of... juice and carrots and
so I've done, and then
we
such
have
a
it.
mess.
We
have it. I even think I pulled it out not too long ago to try it again, and that satisfied the little spurt of.
Well, that's the juicer. Then we have the Vitamix.
The Vitamix. Now the smoothie is.
You don't lose any of the.
You don't lose the stuff.
Yeah, you actually.
Everything is in there. Yeah. So that I do that more in the summer but it's still not something I do all the time because that's not a natural way to eat.
Yeah.
I am very whole foods, no processed.
Yeah.
You know, my breakfast is a big thing of steamed Brussels sprouts for breakfast and my coconut milk. Or broccoli and carrots, or sometimes I'll put scramble an egg with the broccoli raw. So,
well, I know that there's ways to lose weight quick.
I don't know if she was wondering about the
and so that's
weight.
like quick, but I know with weight loss it has to be a lifestyle change, and so you know, if you plan on living on juicies the rest of your life, juicies, did I say juicies?
Juicies, you did say juicies.
If you're going to have juicies the rest of your life, then that makes sense. But if it's just like, you know, the problem with weight loss is that it has to be lifestyle change. Otherwise, you're going to gain back if, you know, once things are done and you stop doing that, then you go back to what you're doing before because you haven't retrained yourself. So, you know, depending on the reason for doing that, you know, I know you've completely restructured how you eat, and that's...
And I think it's easy for me because I'm allergic to so many things.
Yeah, well, that helps.
Yeah, so...
You have to steer clear of all the... Because you're allergic to all the bad stuff.
Yeah.
So that helps. But, you know, things to think of, you know, for the juicer type thing is... If you plan on doing that, and it's good, it just takes a lot. It's a lot of waste. The Vitamix thing is good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Because you don't lose all of the...
You're throwing everything in it and just chug it down.
Yum. It's actually good. I mean, you get the right the right mix of different things.
But see, I also don't want that to get it to taste a little bit better. You got to throw the fruit in, and I really don't drink that much fruit because of the sugar in it. But that's
so that's the quick answer.
That's the quick answer. But yeah, But I think for the weight loss, you know, it's. You know, all these slim fast Shakeology crap, it's going to work for the time being. But, you know,
you got to think long term.
Long term, you know.
If you really want to be slim, you have to eat that way.
Yeah.
You know, and that's... And
exercise. That is a biggie.
Active.
Not knitting and walking on a treadmill. I mean, you got to sweat.
That's it.
You got to sweat.
And you do.
Yeah, I do. Sweat like a piggy. So as I get my leg tapped, I'll move off of this topic because I'm very opinionated about.
You're passionate.
I'm passionate.
Let's say it let's sugarcoat it. You're passionate about it, so we'll leave it at that.
I am. Health is important. Your body is a temple. Shall we go into this whole thing?
Wait, I think it's time for In the Coop.
The leg is getting bent. So, yep.
All right. So what's in your coop?
Well, no, back to this one more thing, because I've cheated during the holidays, and cheated is stuff I shouldn't be eating because it breaks me out and everything else. You feel like crap, you know?
Yeah.
Just like if your car. If you put cheapo gas, it's not going to run that well. But if you put the more expensive in it, smooth, and it runs better.
Give it good oil.
So then you don't get the headaches or, you know,
Okay.
So now.
What's in your coop?
Well, I've been working on my Scrappy Happy blanket. This is the mitered squares.
The mountain of mitered squares. Huh?
Yep. And by Shelley King. And these are all Emilia's. Emil Carver, 1963, on Ravelry. She sent me all of these. All six. The six. Because this is... and Angel sent me this one, which I'm just starting her pack today, so I forgot about that. So, yep, it's really fun to... Because it's also fun because you can tell what colors people gravitate towards. Yeah. And, you know, because I see their projects, and it's like, that's another thing that makes me happy with this, because you can see the... You know, the flow of, their colors.
They like these colors. Yeah. They like blues and grays, and this one likes the bright, you know, bold colors.
Or, they threw that in, you know, because they did their husband's socks. And, you know, so that's always a fun thing to see. So, you know, and the different little bit of textures, even though most of it's superwash, you know, you feel the different textures in it. And
Yeah, I know some of them mark down what it is and whatnot to give you the whole rundown on, so you know what yarns.
Yeah, because a lot of Amelia's, I haven't knit with those yarns. Not that I have them all written down. I can't think of the names right now, but I hadn't knit with any of the yarns, so it was like cool to...
little sampling pack.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Awesome.
So, I think I'm running out of room on the table, so... So then, let's see, I worked on my Groovy Socks. Yesterday I was whining to James. I'm like, oh, it's the same old stuff I'm showing again and again. And I'm like, oh, maybe we should, you know. Well,
I know.
Yeah, it's like, so.
Change up the frequency of our podcast.
Yeah. So this is the Groovy Socks. How did this get all tangled up? Anyways.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah. Lollipop yarn in the Hootenanny colorway. It's like really...
There.
Oh, you got it.
That's why you keep me around.
Yeah. So size 1 needles. And I did about 4 inches, 3.5, 4 inches. So this is like TV knitting at night, but you still got to pay attention on that one row. So they're getting there. You might still see these next week. I feel really bad about that because it's like, oh, I'm not showing anything different, or I'm not finishing it. I haven't really been in the mood to...
It's been a busy week.
Even knit or... Yeah.
You've been worn out.
Yeah.
Mentally stressed.
Yeah. Because there's still family things going on.
Yeah.
So then, in my big old honkin' Sasha bag, and I haven't even touched this in a couple days. And when I do, this is the Planter's Punch by Thea Coleman. It's my sweater. It's loading. Somebody must be sucking up all the bandwidth. Because it's not loading.
No, it is not.
Maybe it'll load. Let's see. There we go. Maybe. So you can just see the one little picture it's pretty weird that it's taking that long. So.
Well, you've seen it.
You've seen
last
it.
podcast.
And you'll be seeing it for the next, and I'm doing it in vintage DK, Barocco vintage DK in the raspberry color. Because even when I do. When I do it, it takes a long time just to do one or two rows. And I'm only doing like 1 or 2 rows a day. So here's the back. And you can see the dicky do maybe 1 inch. Yeah. So I think I'm finally halfway in the, and there's the front. Halfway of the chart. Stupid cat. Go! If you lay stuff on the ground, Cosmo is notorious for thinking it's a potty. And, ugh. So, yep. A little bit. That's going to be on the needles for quite a while. I think it'll go a lot quicker once this...
Once you get past all the patterning.
It's a humongous chart, and it's little, so you got to make it big, and
it's a lot. It's cabling, so it, takes a while.
Yeah, because I've noticed when I cable without a cable needle, the stitches just don't look as crisp as doing it with a cable needle. So I prefer the cable needle. Plus they're fun because it's the ones you've made me in.
The knitting tools.
Yep. So then, because I've been kind of in a, I dug out, I thought I'm going to get back into my spinning. And so this is CJ Delight Spinning and Knitting Supplies. I think it's just merino. There's the card. There goes fiber. And so this is the second half of the 4 ounces because I have the other on my wheel. Yep. And my wheel is a Bluette Julia. Well, I call her Julia Gulia, but from the Wedding Singer, so I always have to stop.
Juliet?
No.
Julia?
Julia.
I thought it was a...
Oh, it might be a Julia.
That's what I said.
Huh. I thought you were talking about my aunt's dog.
No, I'm talking about the name of your spinning wheel. That's what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, so haven't spun in a while, so I thought I would do at least 10 to 15 minutes of that a day.
We got quite a bit of it on the spool over there.
Yeah,
So that's
it might have gone 20 minutes or so. I don't know. That gets into
get
us.
carried away and
Yeah.
nice and relaxed.
Yep. So then I've been, I guess probably since going out to my grandma's and seeing, you know, all that stuff, I've got the hankering to start crocheting, even though I probably brought over 20-some of her Afghans.
You brought
not
over
counting
quite a
the ones
few.
I've already have in use. But so I just started, because I really wanted to connect with that, you know, because this is what I first ever learned when I was like 8. And so I keep hearing something. Must
Fuji.
be Fuji. Oh, okay. So I started just doing some granny squares. And this one, I'm going to just keep adding a different color each day. You know, I'm just messing around playing. And size 6 US crochet hook. It looks really cool. Ooh, in the thing. So then I got, I think it's Pocket Full of Pansies on Instagram. I've seen her through the year. I don't know what square pattern she's using, but I think she's done it like a mood blanket. So whatever kind of mood she's in, each day she does a different square. And it's been beautiful because she puts it on a clothesline and, you know, it's just, so I thought, how cool is that? So I'm thinking, you know, because I know my Scrappy blanket's getting almost to the point. I mean, I've gotten some scraps that I need to put in there, so it might be a month or so. Felt like it's choking. So this is, just wanted to do this.
You're going to do a square a day, right?
Yeah,
For the whole year.
For a square a day for the whole year. But I might just do like from January to November. It depends. Once I see how many...
I was say you have to figure out your pattern, how many squares you need, and then you can figure out when you need to stop to start doing the edging or joining them together.
That one looks bigger that I'm sitting here.
Don't worry about it. It'll come together in the end.
But yeah, I'm also trying to think how I want to connect these. If I want to just whip stitch it together or like single crochet up the middle. So if you got any good suggestions, because I don't know if the whip stitching would hold together that well.
Well, I think if you did the crocheting, like grouting your tiles together, then the...
Like with a separate different color?
Yeah, I was going to say that might be a way to do it.
True.
Because when you...
That's why I left long tails.
Because you have to figure out what color you're going to use to stitch them together, especially when you have...
I was just going to do
random colors to stitch them.
Well, I don't know to stitch it. I meant the border.
Oh, I know.
Because I figured December would be like the border month of putting these all together. So yeah, I just felt like hooking it up this week. So yeah.
Well, you have a mountain of squares to...
Well, I got, and this is just acrylic. A lot of acrylic. I have no idea. I'm sure it's a lot's red.
Red Heart or whatever.
Yeah. So my grandma, I think that's all she used is acrylic. You know, to her I would buy her the Karen Simply Soft. That was like the ultimate yarn. You know, that was...
That's the...
So, yeah.
That's the premier yarn for her.
Yeah. So, what else? And we finished the puzzle. We got that finished.
Yeah, we got the snowman all done, put together.
All done.
Figured out the snow and the leaves, which are the hard parts.
Yep. And finally found all the edge pieces as we were finishing the...
Yeah, it took us a while.
Because there were some bizarre, you would never know they were edge pieces. It's like, oh, really?
Yeah, we had some big chunks for a while there trying to figure out. It's like, oh, well, you know, wonder which animals ran off with this, and, you know, we'll find it under a table or a couch somewhere at some point in time. But then we had all the pieces, so pretty strange that we couldn't find those right out of the gate. But it all came together.
So Squeal like a pig. Let's see. One of my Squeal like a pigs is one of my Christmas gifts from Fuji. That she had help from James to take her picture.
Yeah.
And this is also her never give up button that's in our shop. So James had this put on a metal frame for me.
Well, it's a metal print.
Metal print, yeah.
And so you see this is very reflective. It actually sits on 1/8 inch aluminum, and it's printed right onto the metal. And so that's just, this is a high key picture that we had done with Fuji, and I've got one more that we'll do print up with Dundee to put on our wall, but a little Fuji portrait that that Fuji had gotten for her mommy for Christmas. So, and that had come in because they had taken time off over the holidays, and they didn't get to this until after Christmas. So we got that in the mail this week. So.
Yeah, perfect timing. So that was a Squeal, and then I had ordered. I've shown my mantra band before, the Never Give Up. Well, when she completed her second round of chemo, I was holding off to get the next bracelet I kind of wanted. But she's kind of topsy-turvied that whole thing. So I went ahead and I was going to order it, and I noticed in the shop that it wasn't there no more. And I'm like, because this one is even her song. The day she was diagnosed, we found this song called Stronger by Mandisa, and it's through the whole 16, 17 months now, that's kind of our song. We kind of pump ourselves up, gives us the strength. And so I wrote the company, and I'm like, oh man, you know, are you going to be making these again? They were super duper, mantraband.com. And she goes, got some in a wholesale order that was going to go out. What's wrong?
Nothing.
Oh. And so she found one for me. So she PayPal'd me. And so I don't know how that's, I have it on my Instagram with Fuji wear, and it says Stronger. So, yeah, I was super excited to get that, and that they were able to still.
Yeah, because they usually discontinue them.
Yeah.
They may sometimes bring them back, but when they're out, they're pretty much out. And so it's fortunate that you contacted them to find out that they actually had some of those around that were going to go out in a different order, and that they were willing to pull it out of that order and allow you to buy it. So it was kind of nice for them to just, invoice us through PayPal and do it that way.
Yeah,
and
it was really cool. And they're quick, like 2 days.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, it's awesome customer service. And so then I got a pattern from Knit and Love East Tennessee, Joe. And I don't know if this is going to show up. It's the Tanqueray by Thea Coleman. Wondering if Mr. Farmer Jim is... Oh, Ravelry's not working. Maybe that's why it's not coming up. So I can't even show you. So, but you can, it'll be linked, and it's one that I've been wanting. Of course, it's a Thea Coleman, so of course it's one I've been wanting. So.
I think it's pronounced Tanqueray, right?
I don't know. You know my Archie's gonna... Tanqueray. Tanqueray?
Tanqueray.
Tanqueray.
Yeah. I think there's an alcohol, there's a booze called Tanqueray.
Oh, well, she's Baby Cocktails, so...
Oh, well, that's probably... that she's naming it after the booze, then.
Yeah, a lot of her stuff is.
Okay, well, yeah.
How do you say that?
I think it's called, pronounced Tanqueray.
What kind of booze?
I don't know. I don't drink.
Oh,
you know how often... Well, you drink as often as I do, which is pretty much never, so...
Tanqueray.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. You guys who know. So.
It's awesome. It's a pullover sweater with a V, and I already got the yarn that I'm going to use for it. And so I just need to get cranking on these sweaters. So I was really, really excited, and the message that came with it just...
I know.
Yeah. I save them all.
Yeah, she does.
Literally. So, yeah. Well, because it's nice to go back and read these, if you're feeling down or whatever, and...
Encouragement.
Encouragement. What movie was that from?
Yeah. Okay.
So then I got a package from my buddies in Vermont, KB Mac Geek and Aaron of Gimme Yarn, of the Thank God It's Finished podcast. I always want to say Friday. Thank God it's Friday. But they always send awesome cards. Look at that. And they were sending me some positivity and cheer me up love in a box. And look at this. It's a Chihuahua mug. See, it says Chihuahua.
It's a pampered Chihuahua. It's got a little
coat
on.
Yeah, Erin just got done making her Chihuahua's little sweaters for Dewey and Mia. Yeah, Fuji has a drawer full of sweaters.
She knows.
She's
a
likes
farm
to be
girl.
natural.
Yeah.
And then they sent a journal. And then check this out. This is a whole bunch of mini skeins in here. A big old bag, which is going to be super fun to
put in.
Yeah.
Scrappy happy blanket.
My Scrappy happy blanket. Yep. So that's awesome.
Yep, that'll keep the blanket going, huh?
Yep. So that's just going to be a never ending.
Yeah.
It's going to not
cover the house in it.
Yeah. What's that? Yarn bomb the house.
Yep.
Let's see. Get this back over here. So thank you so much, you guys.
Awesome. So
in the arena is our Hatch and Knit each month that we have, and we'll continue that this year and be giving away Wolf Farm gift certificates, and we have that in the roundup section to be taken care of. And for the month of December, we had a whole slew of works in progresses finished and entered, and number 8 no, wait, that's the designer one. Wait a minute. For the Hatch and Knit gift certificate, it was big numbers. It was 211, which was endless queue. And I thought that cracked me up when I was drawing that endless queue, because my queue is really long in Ravelry. And that's Olga. And she had quite a few projects all listed up. And
everybody with their holiday knitting.
Yeah, some awesome hats. And yeah, she had a lot. So get in touch with me with your email so I can send you your gift certificate. The other gift certificate, I'm getting all tongue-tied, is number 283, which is August Moon, and that is Cindy. So congratulations.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. I don't normally see the real big numbers come up when you're doing the little random thing. And then for the stitch markers for the Hatch and Knit, which were donated by Philippa. I've got these pretty red ones. And that was a low number, which was number 4, which was Crouching Cheese, Angie. Yeah, so it was like, it was like, what?
That's the neat thing about random numbers.
Yeah,
you never know where they're going to fall.
Yeah, so get in touch with me with your snail mail address and your real names. Well, I know your real name's Angie, but full real name. So I can get these in the mail off to you.
Awesome.
So then, for our designer along, which was Thea Coleman Baby Cocktails Patterns, we had very few entries, so we only did the one major big prize that was donated by Stitched by Sasha.
It's a major award.
It's a major award, yes it is. And Stitched by Sasha.
No lamp though.
No.
Just an awesome bag.
Super awesome bag. And it's, I think, a medium drawstring bag with the, she'll yell at me for smushing that.
Little lotion bag.
And the little lotion, which these are so awesome. I love these.
You like them.
Yes.
You likey them lotion
like them
bags.
lots. And so this goes to number 8 that I messed up on a minute ago, which it was Sharon V. And she's one of the hosts of the Moms with Yarn podcast. And she knit 2 vodka lemonades. I know she had already done one before the knit along started, or like right at the same time, and then she knit another one. So
cool.
see,
Practice makes perfect, huh?
yeah, she got that down.
You
good.
can do that in your sleep now.
Yeah. Well, they're the ones I said that do the speed knitting
Yeah.
on the podcast. You know, where they're down here. And, ooh, a sock.
I'm a speed knitter.
Yeah.
I just go really slow speed.
So that was really cool. So
Congratulations to our winners. And like I said, we're doing the Hatch and Knit again for each month for this year. So for those that finish up any projects, knitting, crochet, spinning, whatever, if you get them wrapped up, take a picture, put it in our thread, and you could win a Wolf Farm gift certificate.
yeah, and before I forget this, because I know I'll be asked, this cowl is the Dandelion Cowl by Chrissy Pring, and it was done with fiber that, I wonder if I got that on backwards. It was done, yeah, I do. It was done with fiber that Lauren McMorty sent me, and I spun, because it was the Hunger Games Rue colorway. So it's called
hand spun.
It's hand spun. Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
It's duh.
Duh. What?
We've totally forgot to mention that.
What about your
My
stash
cabinet,
case?
My stash case. Yeah. So yeah, this kind of getting me back into my hand bones. Them hand bones.
Poor Randy.
I know, huh? So, yeah, getting me back in the mood there. That's the word I was wanting. So, yep.
Cool. Awesome. Well,
go on.
go on.
Oh, because I totally forgot, and it's kind of not in the segment no longer.
What, your little...
My cabinet.
Your new oak cabinet case for your yarn stash next to your spinning wheel?
Yeah, for my fiber.
Yeah. Fiber and whatever else you throw in there. Your knitting tools.
Yeah.
I have to stick a picture in, so you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, it was out at my grandma's. Didn't Richard actually?
It was actually your uncle's...
gun thingy.
Yeah, his gun case. But yarn is so much softer.
Fiber.
Yarn,
Although
fiber.
I do got hand spun in
Yeah,
there.
you gotta
I had to feel it.
All right, I think that about wraps it up.
Yep.
Remember, we have our free Wolf Farm video podcast button with any paid order at Wolf Farms. Just ask for that in the comment section when you check out. We'll be happy to stick one of those in your order with you. We still have our free shipping through the end of January with the coupon code New Year. Use that during checkout, and you'll get your shipping for free. And I think that about does it for this episode.
So, until next time.
Let's get cracking.
Hatch and knit.
Bye, y'all.